The Denver Metro South sparked so much faster, so much earlier than the Denver Metro North. Well, in this video right here, we're going to tell you 4 reasons why that might be.
All right, let's go.
If this is your first time watching, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney, and we are your Colorado real estate family. What we'd like to do on this channel is cover Denver and all of its surrounding cities, giving you all that information that you didn't know if you're planning on relocating into this beautiful state.
Yes, and as much as we love making these videos in this windstorm today, we love even more so helping with your real estate needs. So if you're looking for a licensed real estate agent here in Colorado, I'm going to put our phone number right below, right there. Look, I'm not crying, it's the wind, I promise.
Last video was me crying because of the sun, and now it's the wind that's making her cry. So.
I know, my makeup's gonna smear down my face. But anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. We are answering your phone calls every single day.
All right, let's go and break in this video. I feel like this morning it was super still. This wind is just telling us, no, you're not gonna record today, and it's trying to blow our camera down.
Shoot.
It's crazy, but we're gonna get through this, guys. Anytime we have a recording session like this, I'm always trying to think happy thoughts, right? It could always be worse. We could be recording in a hurricane. We don't have hurricanes in Colorado. It could be a tornado, I guess, which I don't know.
We don't have a lot of those either.
All right, cool. So the first thing that we're gonna go over are the top cities in the Denver Metro South.
When we're covering these cities, we're actually gonna be going in order of population. It kind of threw me off because I'm like a bulleted kind of girl. And Peter, like, I like to go in order of the map. He's like, no, it's by size. So we're gonna go by size, which is very interesting. So Lakewood population is 155,600, just a little bit above that. So pretty large.
Well, and I think so. Lakewood is the most, I think, lateral move from Denver. When I think of Lakewood, I don't think of it as being your Denver Metro South. I think of it more as like the west side of Denver Metro, right? I'm glad that we could throw it in there because it does go a little south of Denver. If you're looking at purchasing a house there, you're looking at a median sales price as of December of 2022, because we have not gotten January's numbers yet, of $510,000. And that also includes your single family and your multifamily homes lumped into one sum.
Second city that we're going to be covering is Centennial. Yep. Centennial's population is obviously a lot less, but it's going to be about 108,000. 108,000! Everybody!
like the wind's crazy out here!
Okay, we're gonna be goofballs today because it's like this is how
we're trying to make it as fun as possible. It's kind of cold. It's supposed to be 54 degrees today, which is a huge difference from what we've experienced in this last week. It's been crazy cold. Our cul-de-sac is still frozen over. So
yeah, it's like four-wheeling.
It's good that we're getting a little bit. Yeah, it's good that we're getting a little bit of this warm weather to melt some of that snow off. Breaking the real estate, you said the population, right?
I did.
Okay, I didn't remember. We got off on our whole tangent. I totally forgot.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
All right, so if you look at a median sales price, this actually breaks our rule of thumb that we always talk about, where if you're on the west side of I-25, typically your housing prices are more expensive. This is different, where Centennial, your median sales price, same time frame, December of 2022, $610,000. So $100,000 difference between Centennial and Lakewood, which is interesting.
The third city we're going to be covering in the Denver Metro South is going to be Highlands Ranch. And it's funny, Highlands Ranch, like when we were growing up, was kind of the bougie area.
It was like the new hot spot where all the
it was a little
cool
newer. Everybody wanted to be there. It was super desirable. So if we're looking at size, it's actually not that different from Centennial. It's about 103,000 in population.
If we're looking at the real estate, your median sales price as of December, I'm going to say that every single time just so you guys remember, of $650,000. We're talking single family and multifamily. If you stick around till like the end of this video, we're really going to be going over why these areas are considered as bougie as they are, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer after we cover these cities.
Okay, the next city is going to be Littleton. We all know super desirable. and the population is about 45,000 is all. We've talked about this before, especially when we're going with our clients. Sometimes you can't tell when you're leaving Lakewood and entering Littleton, and so sometimes it's confusing, like, wait, is this still part of Lakewood or are we in Littleton now? So different areas closer to the mountains, obviously that's more defined, but it definitely feels like it kind of all runs together, where Littleton was like the newer Lakewood, and now, like, because there's been so much development, like, you can hardly tell it really.
Yeah, it's true. What does the real estate look like in Littleton, Colorado? So you're looking at a median sales price as of December of 2022 of $645,000. So that kind of shows you right there. Like, so Lakewood was 510, 645. So if you're looking to go a little bit further down, I think a big reason to that is probably the foothills. Like, if you go down near like Chatfield Reservoir and all these areas, it's heavily desirable. They have a lot of new builds that are south of Chatfield Reservoir, and so those higher price points might come in. That's why it's driving that number so much higher than Lakewood, Colorado.
And also maybe those custom homes.
Yeah, they have a lot of custom homes down there, you know, right on the edge of when you're going down 85 on your way to Castle Rock. They have a lot of beautiful custom homes over there.
And because we can't forget Englewood, we're going to talk about that. Population is about 33,000, so probably the smallest out of all the things that we're going to cover in the Denver Metro South, but still worth mentioning.
Yeah, Englewood, I don't know what it is. Every time I feel like I need to have like a Snoop Dogg rap song, like Englewood, I don't know. It's like,
gosh.
I think there's an Englewood in California or something like that, and that's why I'm always thinking about a rap song when I think of Englewood.
That's so funny. So my story with Englewood is I actually used to care for a senior couple down there when Peter and I first started dating, and I used to live in the basement while I cared for them. And I remember being on was it Skype at the time? We Peter and I would Skype date.
Yeah, I don't
when
know.
they
Skype
were
even
sleeping.
around anymore? I think Zoom just put them out of business.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We used to Skype date while my elderly were sleeping while I took care of them in college. So very different ideas and memories of Englewood.
I guess so, yeah. And so Englewood is also the closest to the Denver city, or downtown Denver area. It's directly straight south of Denver. What are you looking at if you want to purchase a house in Englewood, Colorado? You got a median sales price as of December of 2022 of $515,000. So that's not the cheapest one on the list. That would be Lakewood. This would be your second cheapest city that we're covering in the 5 cities that we covered.
Didn't we have a really awesome, we went to sushi in Englewood.
Oh, I don't know if that's considered.
The name.
Yeah, I don't remember what that. Yeah,
it is a good option for someone who wants to be close to Denver but doesn't want to be actually in Denver.
That's true.
I think.
Yeah. Now we're going to break into the number 2 thing you need to know about the Denver Metro South. I'm going to try and say that every single time and tongue twister a little bit, but and that's going to be the DTC. What is the DTC? It is the Denver Tech Center. This is the main driving factor why the Denver Metro South grew so much faster, so much sooner than the Denver Metro North did. What is the DTC? It's actually it's like the main hub of a bunch of local, international, national businesses, mainly in the tech space.
Not only that, they have so many conferences and conventions. If you are working in a DTC, it's a whole nother thing. So all of the meetings, long conferences, people coming in from out of the state, they have big places that they can host things. So anytime somebody's coming to a big convention, it's typically in that space for business.
Yeah, if it's not downtown, it's going to be in the DTC. So if you have a convention or a conference that you're coming to, now the Gaylord's there, and so that's a huge conference center too, but the DTC is a huge hotspot, tons of jobs down there. I think that's a big driving factor, a bunch all the bouginess that's down south.
Yeah, the other thing too is, obviously we talked about the Gaylord really quick up kind of out east, I guess central east, and then Denver being downtown Denver, but a lot of people who live south will come up to DTC for all of those things. So we kind of strategically help people find the right area based off of kind of what that job looks like if they are in the business world. But we've been down, I think the only experience we had, the main experience we had with DTC is the big New Year's things that we used to do.
Don't go too much into that.
We won't, but we used to go all out.
They used to have a huge New Year's Eve party down there.
Just the biggest New Year's Eve
party. They rented out, what was that, the Marriott or something down there? I don't remember which hotel it was, but it was a pretty big deal.
It was a big deal.
The entire hotel was dedicated to it, so pretty much all the rooms were booked just for the party that they were having down in the room.
Yeah, if you didn't book it a long time in advance, you would not get a room. But it was ball gown, beautiful attire, suits, and just a really great time to bring in the new year.
It's funny because everyone would dress all nice, and then by the end of the night, everyone got super drunk and everything. It would just all get torn apart. It's
no shoes, people walking down the street.
You got heels that are broken, and the fancy dresses are
the last one had different floors.
Everyone's sweaty, their hair's all from dancing.
Oh my gosh, everyone had different floors with different music and genre, remember? So it's just a great time, big events being held here, New Year's, business, all of it.
Yep. Speaking of companies, let's go over the top companies that are down in the DTC, and that's going to be Arrow, Xero, and Cyber.
And Ring, and then Zoom, which, hello, CO.
Yeah.
Like that's a big one. Like Zoom was our life for the last couple years. So yes,
That's a fact,
and that's a big one too.
Yep.
So okay, before talking about the third thing that you need to know about Denver Metro South, I'm going to talk about how I should not have worn a ponytail during the wind because I probably look like a boy. Like Peter always like, oh, rock the pony, and I'm like, this is a horrible day.
There's nothing better than a sporty chick with the ponytail, and you got the black cap with the ponytail sticking out the back.
If I wore a cap, it would have fallen off the whole time. But now I have no hair.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. But anyways, let's get into the third thing, and that is the activities to do down south.
And obviously my favorite one is Top Golf. That is what I love to do. I'm actually in a Top Golf league. I'm that kind of guy.
Gosh.
So, but yeah, Top Golf, it was huge when they was coming to Colorado. This is the first one that came to Colorado. Now we have 3 of them. We have one down in Denver Metro South, Centennial, Colorado. We have one up north in Thornton, and they just put one down in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, so my favorite thing to do is going to be the lake life. So we grew up in we've moved to a lot of different areas, but I grew up in Arvada, and the closest lake when I was in Arvada was actually Chatfield Reservoir. And so that was like the closest thing we had to like a beach, like, you know, lake life, which because they had a little area for the beach. But there's also Cherry Creek Reservoir, so there's definitely a couple different options if you're in Denver Metro South.
Yeah, and it's not just motorized sports. Like if you don't have a boat to do all the stuff with all the boating bros out there, you got the paddle boards. You got what are the ones, the pedal boats?
Paddle boats. Not pedal boats, paddle boats.
Paddle boats? I thought it was a pedal boat.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, like so they have all kinds of different stuff. I've never been at Cherry Creek Reservoir. Chatfield Reservoir has a nice little beach area, so if you do want to bring the kids there and they could swim in the lake a little bit. Other great activities you could do at the lakes if you don't have a boat and go do all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, and then of course we cannot forget the shopping because we have Cherry Creek down there and Park Meadows. So if you are looking for a name brand and like just a great day out with like great food, like because they definitely have a little bit more of the upscale restaurants.
That's like, is it Louis? Is it like Louis Vuitton down there and crap?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're looking for name brand and like some really nice like shopping and some really nice restaurants, it's such a great time. Walking Cherry Creek is great. Yep. We actually, a couple of my friends had like, you know, bridal fittings down there, so they have a lot of bridal shops, like all kinds of stuff. So it's definitely a great time.
Well, and then you got IKEA, which is our only. I know those of you who are like in California, we got an IKEA off every single exit, right? We only have one, okay? And we were supposed to be getting another one up north. I don't know if it's still going to happen. They're saying it's not going to happen. It's like half and half. But it's our only IKEA in Colorado. And so there's often times that Chelsea wants to drive down there 8 o'clock at night because there's no one else there. So IKEA is a big deal here in Colorado because it's the only one we got. Yeah,
it's seriously like an excursion for us. However, it's worth it.
Yep.
You just got to go at 8 o'clock because then there's no traffic. And it makes it really fast and nice. It's a nice drive in the 8 o'clock at night hour.
It can be.
He's like, we're going to IKEA. He has to like mentally prepare himself for IKEA. And I'm like, yes, all the things.
Well, if you got 2 little kids who are constantly wanting to run around and touch everything, IKEA is a place to go, right?
Because there's so many things to touch.
Yeah, so many things to touch. The fourth thing that we're going to cover is the public transportation, which is way more prevalent in the Denver Metro South than is the Denver Metro North. Because of how much more dense it is down south, that's why they concentrate the light rail to going down there a little bit more. And so they have 4 different lines that go down there, totaling, I totaled like 33 stations down south, where as opposed to the north side.
Yeah, we all talk about how we're lacking in this department, but we do have G, B, and N line, and I think we have like 14 stations. So, and we're building, but
it's growing for sure. Like Thornton, I think has Thornton or Arvada. Well, Arvada is like straight west of Denver.
Yeah, they have the most.
But Arvada probably has the most, and the next is probably Thornton has I think 4 lines of those 14.
Yeah.
And so the north is growing, but since it's not as dense up north as it is south, that's why they concentrate mainly on the south side of Denver as opposed to the north side.
Yeah, I mean the other thing too, guys, is we talked about how like it is a business hub down south and in Denver, so it makes sense that they're going to have like accessibility be one of the top priority for each city.
Oh my gosh, this wind is crazy.
I know, we're going to have to like, we love you all and we're doing this just for you, but eventually I have to get inside because my ears are hurting me. But yeah, so guys, this is just kind of going over a quick overview of 4 things that you need to know about living in Denver Metro South. There's so many things to uncover here. We're going to try to go city by city over time here, but if you have any questions, if you prefer to see those first before others, let us know because we will start by preference.
Yeah guys, we're definitely going to be concentrating a lot of our videos this year in the Denver Metro South just because we have covered so much of the Denver Metro North recently this last couple years. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell because you're going to want to see this new series that we're doing in the Denver Metro South. Also, if you're looking at pursuing real estate in the state of Colorado, we're going to throw that phone number right below, right there. Give us a call, give us a ring, give us a text. Doesn't matter day, or time, we will be there for you. Until next time, we love you.
Bye.
Denver Metro South grew so much faster. No.
You okay?
Yeah. The Denver Metro South actually grew. No. You're planning on relocating south of the Denver Metro. No.
I need to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna break into why like Highlands Ranch and some of these areas.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Well, I know, but I like stopped because I thought you were gonna stop because that big ass noise.
Oh no.
So that
Right.
big ass noise is probably gonna be a problem.
Okay.
So very different.
Oh, sorry.
What's
I
that,
thought you were
babe?
done. All right, go ahead. What are you looking at if you want to or what do you? 15. Now we're gonna break into the number team.
Conventions and
Conferences.
Okay, hold on. Okay, before we cover the fourth thing that.
Third.
Okay, before we cover the stop laughing at me. Ready? Oh God! Why is there a tractor?
He's like intentionally blocking our view.
Are you ready?
Yeah. All right, so the fourth.
What's he's? Oh my God! Are you okay? Having a stroke.
Oh, he is.